Hey gems, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today's video is going to be a little bit tricky and complicated and very nuanced, but if you stick with me, hopefully you'll see where I'm coming from. So today we're going to be talking about relationships as it pertains to your mother issues. I know a lot of ladies like to think that, or they believe that their relationship issues or their complications within trying to find someone romantically is directly tied to their daddy issues. But I strongly believe that it is your mother issues that is driving the show. Now, while your father is a very important figure and he is your first example of what a man is, how they act, how they should treat you, that is where you do get a lot of pointers of what it means to be a man. That is going to be from your father. But who chose him to be your father?
And I
Like, who chose to procreate with this man to bring you into this world? Like, who made the decision to say that he was good enough to become your father? You know what I mean? And I don't mean to be the one to say that it all goes back to the woman, but to whom much is given, much is required. Just the depth of what it means to be mother. Like, a lot goes into being a mother. A father can come and go. No shade, but that's how society is set up. Anyways, all that to say, when it comes to relationships, I don't believe in you are who you attract. People are attracted to good people, and people are attracted to people that are doing the work and they're getting the results and they seem to have everything together, right? So people can be attracted to you for many different reasons. But what I believe in is you are who you keep around. Especially when it comes to your romantic partners, I have always believed that your romantic partner is going to be your mirror. I don't care how much you think he's not like you, your romantic partner is going to be more like you than you would like to believe. He is going to reveal traumas about yourself that you never even realize if you really just sit back and just watch. Sit back and see how he treats you, what he does for you, and what you're accepting. Your romantic partner is going to show you how much you have shown up for yourself because you are only going to allow what you believe you deserve. So if you're allowing that man to treat you in any type of way, that's what you think you deserve. And if you allow that man to treat you like you're a princess, it's because you believe that you are a princess. I can always tell the girl who has done the work by their partner. I can always tell whoever someone wants to partner themselves with, I can tell if they have done the work, gone deep inside, been in isolation, been working on themselves, been journaling, going to therapy, touching some grass, understanding their self worth, understanding their limiting beliefs. I can tell the girl who has done the work versus who has not done the work based upon who she chooses to be in a relationship with. Show me your boyfriend and I'll show you who you are. Show me who you choose to be associated with romantically, and I will show you who you are. Show me who you choose to be all up inside of you, and I will show you who you are. Because however that man is going to treat you, that's what you believe that you deserve. And that tells me a lot about you. It also applies to your mother. Whatever wounds your mother has not addressed and has not dealt with, it is going to show up in the partners that she chooses, right? Because the people you choose to partner with is going to be your mirror. Okay? It's going to be the manifestation of trauma. That's how cycles continue because you are only used to seeing certain treatments or being treated a certain way that is comfortable to your nervous system, and so that is what your nervous system is going to seek out subconsciously. So if your mother has a lot of trauma or unchecked wounds and she is subconsciously being driven by such wounds and she finds a partner, that has led to her creating you, Congrats.
Congratulations!
But also, that has led to you being a victim to having someone like your father, if your father's not a good man, right? And I say victim in air quotes because I don't believe that we are victims. Like, yes, things can happen to you, but I believe in agency, and I believe in doing your part, and I believe in um, just growing and taking charge and doing what you have to do to get good results for yourself. Because when you grow older, you will see that you are responsible for you. Like there's no one else who's going to be responsible for you other than yourself. But when you're a child, I mean, there you really have no agency for real. Like you answer to your parents, you live with your parents. They are your first capsule, and you get a lot of your ideologies and perspectives and beliefs from your parents, right? So that's why I put it in like quotations, because in a way, like, you know, you could be a victim, but also when you grow older, you can learn to take your agency back. But anyways, right? Um, you can become a victim to having a poor image as a father, right? If you don't have a positive image of a father, you possibly will not have a positive image of men in general. Not only that, your mother can only show up for you to the extent that she has shown up for herself, right? So if she has not shown up for herself as deeply as she needs to, she does not have the capacity to show up for you as deeply as you may need her to. Like it's just not physically possible. Like if she has not done the internal work, she doesn't have the mechanics to do the internal work. So if she doesn't have whatever resource she needs, time, effort, energy, alone time, whatever, to do the work, which should have been done before, but whatever. It's very unlikely that she's going to be able to show up for you as deeply as you need her to. So if you have a jealous mother, a pick me mother, a resentful mother, an overbearing mother, a helicopter mother, she is replicating the only example that she had, which was her mother. And hurt people, and that's not an excuse, it's just an observation. But the cycle continues. Only if you let it, though. Only if you let it. The relationship a woman has with her mother is one of the most fundamental and formative relationships she will ever have in her life, because it will definitely affect the trajectory of any other relationship that she has, especially when it comes to romantic relationships and attachment styles. So just take a moment and just think about all the relationships that you've been in, all the situationships that you've allowed yourself to be in, all the men that you have allowed to be in your life romantically. Just sit back and do a comparison. Compare how you are with your mom, compare the relationship your mother has with your father and the role that she plays versus how you show up in your relationships, how you attach to a partner, how you choose your partner, how your partner treats you, and just sit back and see if there are any similarities. See if there's anything that stands out to you. And you might be surprised how uncanny it is when you like put the dots together and the pieces of the puzzle come together and the light bulb goes up in your head, and you realize like oh my gosh, I'm really a lot like my mother, a little bit too much, and I don't like that, right? And of course, this is going to apply if you have a negative relationship with your mother and if you have mommy issues. Now, obviously, no mother is perfect, but the way that you show up, the way a mother shows up to, you know, a relationship with her children, like I said, very fundamental and formative. And if it's not done well, if mistakes are not accounted for, if apologies aren't given, if accountability isn't being taken, it can leave, you know, a lot of holes in a relationship, cause schisms in the relationships, it can cause strife, disagreements, resentment in the relationship. And to have that in one of the most formative and fundamental relationships will definitely affect any other relationship that you get yourself into. Have you ever heard of women who've grown up and now they have kids of their own, a family of their own, and they look around their lives and they have an epiphany and they realize that they are just like their mothers? They realize that they talk like their mothers, they act like their mothers, they respond like their mothers. The same women who vowed to never be like their mothers are exactly like their mothers. And that is because cycles are very, very tricky. And if you do not do the work, cycles will repeat. If you do not address your wounds, if you do not address your limiting beliefs, how you grew up, the household that you grew up in, the dynamics that you saw, if you do not do the hard work of really going into your psyche and just giving yourself that time to really unlearn a lot of things, but also learn new things that will better equip you to actually become the person that you will be exactly like the person that you thought that you would never become. Because the thing about it is, you cannot emulate something that you have not been exposed to. If your mother is the only example that you have, and for a lot of women it is, unless they have, like a grandma or a godmom, or a favorite auntie that they can go to. If you didn't have these people in your life and your mother is literally the only example that you have, that is the only thing that you have to copy. That is the only example that you have to follow. Like, you don't know anything else but the way you've been treated and how you've been talked to and how you grew up. So psychologically, you are going to go down the same path if you don't do something about it. Now, this is where it all kind of comes full circle 360. It is these same women that look around in their lives and see that, wow, I am just like my mother. It is these same women that end up with the same man that their mothers ended up with, because you are your mother. So you are going to be attracted to the same man your mother would have been attracted to, who was your father. Okay? Your mother if your mother has wounds that she has not addressed, those wounds are going to be passed along to you. And if you don't address these wounds, you are going to end up like the same person who gave you these wounds. And the same person that your mother would be attracted to is going to be the same man that you are going to be attracted to. And that is why you see that you end up with a man like your father, because you are like your mother. Okay? I hope that landed. Because your mother has not done the work, two things are going to happen. She's going to be with a man who is going to reflect that, A, and B, she is going to pass down these wounds to you, because hurt people, and someone who has not shown up for themselves as deeply as they need to cannot show up for someone else as deeply as they require, even if it's their own child, because you can only do so much if you haven't done that much for yourself. Now, if you have not done the work and you have not addressed your mother wounds, two things are also going to happen. Your mother wounds are going to turn you into your mother. That is the irony of it all. Your mother wounds is going to turn you into your mother. That's A. And B, because of your wounds, you are going to be attracted to the same man that your mother was attracted to, which was your father. Okay? I really hope that landed. I hope some light bulbs went off. I hope you guys are still here with me. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And cycles are very, very tricky. And one thing about a cycle, it's going to repeat. It's going to try very hard to be repeated. It doesn't have to. That's not always the case. But if you don't put the effort to stop the cycle from repeating, it's going to repeat. I hope I was able to explain that well enough. I hope I was able to get my thoughts across as clearly as possible so you guys can understand. Now, for reference, there is this book called Mother Hunger. I'm going to put it on the screen. I read this book like a year ago, and I think it's a really good resource to read if you're interested. It's not the only resource out there, there are plenty of resources, but that's the one that came across to me. A friend gave me that book actually, but I think it does give a lot of information about how important the relationship between a daughter and a mother is, and how you take a lot of your identity from your mother, and how your mother, the relationship that you have with your mother, can affect your attachment styles and the type of men that you are attracted to. It's not your daddy issues. The daddy does play a role, absolutely, but you'll be surprised how much deeper your mother issues can be, and how much more damaging they can be if you don't address them, because your mother wounds can turn you into your mother. And for a lot of people who have negative relationships with their mother, or who don't have the best mother, that may not be something that you want. Alrighty, Jem. So that is the end of this video. I hope it was informative. I hope you guys at least got something from it. If you're still here, thank you so much. I truly do appreciate you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, until next time, bye.